it's Nikki, and I apologize that it's been a couple of months since my last video for my garden. Things just kind of got busy, and then last couple of weeks we've been dealing with crazy weather, hurricanes and everything. So I'm doing this video really to kind of document some of the damage that I got from Hurricane Irma, and to kind of show you what my fall garden is looking like. I still have some summer crops going on, but for right now I just wanted to do like a before and after, because the garden is looking pretty bad, but things are growing and it's thriving pretty well. It just aesthetically looks bad. So I'll do a little bit of a tour right now. This first plant right here is a stevia plant. I wanted to try it because I heard it's a pretty good natural sugar alternative, and it's been growing pretty good for the last couple months. It's actually starting to flower, so I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know if it's going to be good anymore, but I'll try it. These are carrots. These are Scarlet Nantes carrots, and they look bad, but they look better than they did before. I had some little caterpillar looking things that really tore up the foliage. Like you can see, they really went to town, but I sprayed it down with neem oil for a couple of days and I have not seen one. So, and the foliage is starting to grow back, so those are looking better. This is a borage plant, and this is actually starting to flower. It's pretty nice looking. This one had some issues. I don't really know what that's from, these dead leaves. But the flowers are still blooming and it looks really nice, so hopefully that'll continue. Over here are some Dandler's carrots, and the same thing, had these little black looking caterpillar things on them, tore up the foliage, but they're starting to grow back and look better. Now this is where some of the hurricane damage starts. This is a cowhorn pepper, and I can probably harvest this red one, and these are actually growing a lot. At first there were just one on there, and now there's tons of them, but as you can see, it's knocked over. So I have to come out here and put a stake in here and tie it up so that it doesn't stay like that. But we didn't get a lot of Irma, like not how Florida did, but we definitely got some wind, some pretty heavy rain, and our power went out for a while, so there was some significant wind damage out here. These are just regular bell peppers. They're still blooming. They have definitely slowed down, so I'm not even sure how much longer I'm going to be able to get peppers from this plant, but there's one that, you know, I'll probably harvest in the next couple of days. This one still has quite a few green peppers. That one also has a red pepper, and as you can see, there's these spots on my leaves and they're just kind of dying off, so that's to be expected. These are jalapeno peppers. They're still doing pretty well. The leaves are starting to look crazy and have these spots on them. These are some of my fall garden plants. This is a spaghetti winter squash plant. I've never planted these before, and they're doing pretty good. Some of the leaves look a little crazy, and I don't know if that's from the wind damage, because they weren't like that before the hurricane. What plant is this? You know, I don't even know. I don't even know what's planted right here. The little thing blew out. It's obviously some sort of squash plant, but yeah, I have no idea. This is doing okay. This is a jumbo pink a jumbo pink banana winter squash. I've never had that, but it sounded pretty cool. And this is where some of that damage is. This is a Waltham butternut squash. The leaves, yeah, I might have to come out here and probably cut those back and get those damaged leaves off, because I'm not quite sure what that's about. Like I said, I don't know if that's some sort of wind damage or if that's a pest, but it definitely was not like that before the hurricane came. A couple more pepper plants back here, as you can see. Let me see if I can get closer. There's a nice yellow pepper that's probably ready to harvest. This plant actually has no peppers on it, so that might be it. has a couple small ones, but that's about it. Some more green peppers from the summer. I planted a lot of peppers this summer. I don't think I'll do as many as I did this year and years to come because it was just kind of too many. This plant has 2 little small ones, so maybe I'll keep this planted and let them thrive. This is another pepper plant. Here's this guy. He's like the lone one. Oh no, there's a couple down here. And then as you can, well actually no, that plant just has that one. And then this plant, as you can see, just blew over. The stake was in here. There's a stake and the plant just blew over. So that's another jalapeno pepper, and I have to come out here and tie that up. Clearly here we have some pest damage. These were definitely ripe enough to pick, but I just have not been out here much this week trying to get things back in order inside the house. Oh look, I have a little friend over here. Let me see if I can get him before he runs. He's over here all the time. I love that little guy. I'm gonna name him. I don't know what I'm gonna name him though. But that's definitely some pest issues. But other than those, I'll just come and cut these off. But this one's still producing quite a bit. That's a nice size pepper. There's a red one and there's another green one inside there. This was a banana plant, a banana pepper plant. This one looks to be pretty damaged, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pull that one up. And see, that's on the ground, so I'm not really sure. Here's another pepper plant. I don't know if it was initially red or if it was just green and it turned red. These are green beans, and these I've tried to nurse them back, but I don't think they're going to do well. They were already struggling before the hurricane, but after the hurricane I came out here and they were literally chopped in half. I'm not sure if the wind was really that piercing, like it had to be, because these were high. These were probably up to about here, and they were, you know, green and everything. I came out after the hurricane and they were chopped almost evenly with precision, and they're just kind of struggling. So I think that's going to be about it for those. Over here are my sweet potato plants, and these have been here for a couple of months, so I think these are almost ready actually to harvest. The leaves are starting to die back. There were some flowers on the, like towards the inside. This thing vined on its own everywhere. There were some flower blooms, and I know that's something that this is the first time I've done anything like this planted. This is only my second year doing a garden, so a lot of this stuff I had never planted before, so I knew to look out for flowers and leaf dieback, and that's what's starting to happen here. So that's exciting. That was lemongrass, got knocked over from the hurricane. This was just a bunch of flowers that they were already starting to die back, but the hurricane just kind of did it in. So we will get rid of that guy. Here are some more bean plants. I just planted these not very long ago, and they survived the hurricane because they're so small. I just gotta come out here and water them. Some of them are like purple pole beans, some of them are just regular green pole beans. So I'm excited to kind of get those growing. This is a Black Beauty zucchini plant. It's doing pretty good, and it's kind of limp and lethargic right now because I definitely need to water them, but there is some wind damage. Some of the leaves, some of the stems are kind of bent, so I'm gonna leave them on there as long as they're not dying, and I'm gonna let it do its thing. But if they start to die, then I'll go ahead and get rid of it, like trim those leaves back, not the whole plant. This watermelon plant I have kind of a love-hate relationship with because it was growing and there were a lot of watermelon on it, and then it got this disease, which it looks like it's starting to get again, but there's more healthy leaves than there are the diseased leaves. So I think I'm gonna come out here and chop back the diseased leaves and get them off so it doesn't spread to the other leaves. But this plant, I mean, it was really on death's bed. There was one single, you can see how big it is. It's pretty massive. Just imagine all of that being dead, and then there was just one one little vine that was still green, and that one little vine is what saved this plant. So I left it planted, and I used this stuff, the MI Gardener cell. It's called Revive RX 911, and it's kind of like this fertilizer solution that you give to plants that look like they're struggling. And I mean, within a couple of days, I gave the watermelon plant the Revive RX probably for 3 or 4 days straight, and it just bounced back. There's a small, let me see if I can get it. I don't know if that guy got pollinated or not, but there's a small little watermelon right there. I mean, this thing is just kind of massive, taking over. I do have one good sized watermelon, and it's been doing pretty well. I'm very happy. Hopefully I'll get to harvest it. But there's, sorry about that. I had to really chop this video up and do it in a couple different days because things just kept happening. I kept having to restart my phone, and I had to delete some stuff. So until I can get a camera on my phone, I'm kind of limited on my space and what I can do at one time. So with that being said, I don't remember where I left off at last time. I think I was talking about the Swiss chard right here, the watermelon plant, and even since the last time I was out here, I've noticed that whatever issue on my watermelon plant that exists is spreading. It was not this bad last time. So as you can see right here, the leaves are dying back, they're spotted, and then it is extending over here. There's still some green, but I mean, it's not lush like it is right here. There's a little patch of it right there. So I think I'm going to try to come out here this afternoon before I have to go to gymnastics practice with my 10-year-old and try to cut those leaves back that are damaged with whatever. So maybe it's some sort of disease or bacteria, I don't know. So if anybody knows, please let me know, and if there's a way I can reverse it, because what I don't want to happen is what happened last time. Is see this melon that's growing really good. Last time I had a melon like that, and then when this issue started, my melon died. Like, my melon got blossom end rot, and it just didn't make it. So I'm hoping that I can cut off all this whatever kind of issue it is and salvage that. I also see, I don't know where I saw it, oh, right here, there's another new melon growing right here. So if I can salvage this plant to get at least one good melon, I'll be great. Over here are some cucumber plants, some squash plants, some Georgia collard greens. I did have to spray with neem oil because, as you can see, there's holes where probably a slug or something came out here and, you know, had a little feast. What I did notice is my squash is already producing fruit, which is awesome, because when I tried earlier in the summer, it seemed like it took forever. These are some garlic plants. They've been here since the beginning of the summer, so I don't know that they're quite ready. These carrots are pretty big. I might pull in the next couple of days to see where they're at. I did pull 2 like a month ago, and they were small, so I just wanted to give them more time. This part is new. These plants were all over there last time I talked, but I wanted to kind of spread them out, so I put some weed barrier down and move them over here. And what I'm going to do is get some mulch. As you can see in the back of that raised bed, there's a mulch down. I'm going to get some mulch and cover this all up, and eventually I'll have the weed barrier out probably to about right here and have it mulched all the way down, probably until the fence, so I can have some decent space. So these are some zucchini, some winter squashes. There's some peppers back there that are looking good. I can probably harvest those soon. But well, this one is doing pretty good. It still has a decent number of flowers. So, but I think some of these pepper plants are just at their wits' end. See, that one's pretty much dying back. These ones have some peppers on them, but not much. And then in the back are 3 different varieties of blueberries. I would have to look at the tags because I don't know off the top of my head, but all I do know from all the research that I've done is that you want to have at least 2, if not more, different varieties of blueberries so that they can cross-pollinate and you can get blueberries. So I likely won't get blueberries. I probably won't even get them next year. It might be the following year, but those are those. I don't know if I'm gonna plant those in the ground or keep them in the containers, but we'll see. And that's just a random flower plant that I had planted. So all in all, I mean, things are doing okay. I'm really worried about that watermelon plant, so that's gonna be my focus for the next little bit. But here's the garden, and it is going to change, especially as the weather continues to change. One thing I did learn this year is that I planted way too many pepper plants. Well, too many pepper plants of the same variety. So next year I might do the same amount of pepper plants, just different varieties. This year I stuck with bell peppers, jalapeno peppers, and banana peppers. And I do have a Calhoun pepper. So next year I'm going to do different varieties and see how that works. But I'd say within the next month or so, a lot of these pepper plants will be gone, and I probably will not plant anything in them until next summer. Or not next summer, until the spring. So I won't have as many plants out here, but I'm going to finish watering these plants and head on to work. So I just wanted to try to finish this video because I know it's taken me longer than I wanted, but my garden is ever changing. I will eventually figure out what works best for my garden and just the aesthetics of it and where I'm going to have stuff planted. But for right now, this is what it is. It didn't work out for this growing season, but like I said, next growing season it will change. So to my followers, the 2 that I have now, I hope you guys have a great day, and I promise that I will try to put out more videos more often. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.